Hey everyone, welcome back to Zetron Tech. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to build a powerful gaming PC on a budget. Whether you're looking to play the latest games at 1080p or simply want to build your own rig, I've got you covered. Stick around as I guide you step by step through the process of choosing the right components, assembling your PC, and getting it up and running without breaking the bank. Let's get started. Step 1. Choosing the right CPU. First up, we need to pick the right CPU. This is the brain of your gaming PC, so we want something powerful but cost-effective. For budget builds, the AMD Ryzen 5 3600 or Intel Core i5-10400 are great options. Both offer solid performance for gaming and multitasking without a hefty price tag. When selecting a CPU, make sure it's compatible with your motherboard's socket type. If you're on an even tighter budget, the Ryzen 3 or Intel Core i3 models can also get the job done. Step 2. Selecting the right GPU. Next, let's talk about the GPU, or Graphics Processing Unit. This is the most important component when it comes to gaming performance. For a budget build, I recommend something like the NVIDIA GTX 1650 or the AMD Radeon RX 580. Both of these graphics cards provide excellent 1080p gaming performance without going over budget. Look for deals or refurbished options to save even more. Keep in mind that the GPU market can fluctuate, so it's worth checking multiple sources for the best prices. Step 3. Choosing RAM. Now, let's talk about RAM. For most gaming builds, 16 GB of DDR4 RAM is ideal. Look for a speed of 3000 MHz or higher to ensure smooth gameplay. If you're on a tight budget, 8 GB can still be enough. But I'd recommend upgrading to 16 GB if possible to future-proof your system. Brands like Corsair and Kingston offer reliable RAM at great prices. Remember, faster RAM can help with overall performance, but having at least 16 GB will help you multitask without issues. To Step 4. Choosing the right motherboard. Next, we need a motherboard to tie everything together. For budget builds, I recommend motherboards like the MSI B450 Tomahawk Max for AMD or ASRock B460M for Intel. These motherboards offer great features, including support for fast RAM, plenty of expansion slots, and solid build quality. Be sure to check that the motherboard supports your CPU, and don't forget to consider future upgrades. So choose one with room for additional RAM or storage. Step 5. Storage options. For storage, you'll want an SSD for your operating system and key games. A 500 GB SSD, like the Kingston A2000, is a solid choice for speed and reliability. SSDs provide faster boot times and load speeds, making your system feel snappier. If you need more storage, you can add a 1 TB hard drive for additional space to store games and files without spending too much. Combining an SSD for speed and an HDD for storage is a budget-friendly and efficient option. Step 6. Power Supply Unit. Now let's talk about power. The PSU, or Power Supply Unit, is crucial for powering your entire system. For this build, a 550-watt to 600-watt power supply unit from brands like EVGA or Corsair is perfect. Be sure to choose one with an 80+ bronze certification for better energy efficiency. You don't want to skimp on the PSU, as a cheap one could fail and damage your components. It's worth investing in a quality PSU that'll last. Step 7. Case and cooling. Next, let's look at the case. A good case ensures proper airflow and enough space for your components. For a budget build, check out cases like the NZXT H510 or Cooler Master Masterbox Q300L. These cases provide good airflow and room for additional cooling if needed. Cooling is crucial for keeping your PC running smoothly, so make sure your case has good ventilation and comes with at least one fan. If you plan to overclock your CPU or GPU, you might want to add an extra fan or two for better cooling. Step 8. Assembly process. All right, now that we've got all our components, it's time to assemble our gaming PC. Let's start by placing the motherboard inside the case. Carefully install the CPU into its socket, then add the RAM into the appropriate slots. Next, we'll install the SSD or HDD and connect the power supply to the motherboard and GPU. Make sure to manage your cables neatly for better airflow. Finally, slot in the GPU, connect everything, and check that all power cables are securely in place. Step 9. First boot and testing. Once everything is installed, it's time to power up the system. Press the power button and check if everything boots correctly. Enter the BIOS to ensure the system recognizes all components, including the CPU, RAM, and storage. From here, you can install your operating system, drivers, and games. Test the system by running a benchmark or playing a game to make sure everything is running smoothly. If you encounter any issues, double-check your connections and ensure all parts are properly seated. Conclusion. And that's it! You've just built a gaming PC on a budget that's ready to play your favorite games.